It's funny. Well, it's not funny. I spent the last, after my separation, I spent the last, I don't know how many years after that, finding out what I wanted. Me, just me. What I wanted in life, where I wanted to go, what I wanted with the person beside me. All of that. And I wanted to take time to know myself and to get to know and have a relationship and to do business with God. I figured I'd stepped away from him for a long time. I was angry with him for taking my sister away from me, for taking my best friend away from me. I had cancer twice. And all the crap that I went through with since I was 6. I did the attempted rape when I was 6, and I really figure that cycle of violence started then and populated my life, and it didn't end. It just continued. I am a firm believer if that did not happen, my life would definitely have not been the same. Absolutely. Because my life, my thinking, everything was different after that. And innocence was taken away that was never going to get back. I was again raped, or attempted, well, no, I was raped, attempted raped, and sodomized twice in my early teens. And then my best friend was murdered while I was there. And my sister died when I was 13. So, and I had a mother I was adopted, so I was looking for my birth mother. Never thought I would find her. But I had a adoptive mother that told me that she never wanted me. So I had a lot of crap in my life. Lots of crap. And I had a whole bunch of other things on top of it that I really don't want to mention. That's in something I'm writing. I didn't think I was able to have children, but I had 2 beautiful boys. The apples of my eye. And there's a whole bunch of stuff happening right now that I don't want to mention either. Because I'm moving forward, just me. But I love them. They're the apples of my eye, and they were given to me as gifts from God. Whether they stay in my life from the beginning to end is one thing, or whether they move off and have their own lives and they were given to me for a short amount of time. It is what it is. And I just have to trust and realize that the plans that were made for me are the best plans. I lost my home because of a whole bunch of things, which I won't go into. I'm not going into a lot, am I? But I lost my home. I cried my eyes out because I really thought that's where my family was going to be. It was where I wanted it to be. I had a second husband who cheated on me and a number of other things. And my heart was so hurt. My heart felt like it was put into a blender, wazzed up, and spread out to the 4 corners of the earth. I never, ever thought I would get it back. Ever, ever, ever. I felt so unloved, unwanted, dejected, and a whole bunch of other things in my life. All I've ever wanted to look for, all I've ever wanted in life was to be loved. My sister, my dad, and myself were the three musketeers. And I love my dad to the ends of the earth. I lost him in 2014. My adoptive brother, I lost him in 2012. He died on his son's birthday of cancer, esophageal cancer. And then apparently underneath it, there was a huge cancer that was very rare and that had spread throughout his pleural cavity and his other organs. And he passed away, they told me. He had 6 to 8 months, and in a month and a half he was dead. I got to re-know my brother in that time, which I'm so thankful for. He called me. Before that, we didn't have a great relationship because of some things that had happened and some things I didn't agree with that he had done. But when he told me that he had cancer, all that just went by the wayside. And I forgave him, and we had long talks. And we stayed up late at night, and we just talk. He never liked to go to sleep, and I understood why, because he feared that he wouldn't wake up. So I'd buy him special things because he really couldn't really eat. So I'd get him some special ice cream and popsicles that he loved, these different colored popsicles, and he just absolutely adored them. So I bought as many as I can possibly get and filled the freezer for him with popsicles, so he could just have as many as he wanted. I got to make him my meatballs, and he did try them with a gallon of water to try to get it down because of the big tumor he had. After my brother died, I made all of his funeral arrangements, which was so rough on me. My brother and I never talked about him dying, not once. And how he wanted things, not once. So I was flying blind and by the seat of my pants as to how he would have wanted things done. That was rough. What came after that was even rougher, because it was my father. When I was called and told that my father, before that, he had a catheter, and he was experiencing lots of problems with his catheter and blockages, that he would have blockages and wasn't able to pee. So he would always be taken to the hospital. And there was a time where he had a bleed and his body went septic. And he was in ICU and whatnot. This one particular time I thought, because I was just emailed and told by my cousin that in the email that my father was in the hospital. So that was it. He didn't tell me anything more. I had to phone the home to find out what had happened, and they told me then he had a stroke. I never put clothes on me so friggin' fast, and jumped in my car and drove to the hospital so fast. They were worried I was going to get into an accident because I didn't know how to process that. I planned my father's funeral as well. He had the casket and things picked out and whatnot, but I planned his funeral. and did the music and all of that stuff for my father. And I wanted him to be proud. Watching, looking down. So now I had my sister in heaven, my father, my brother in heaven, and my dad. And that was in May 12th. March 12th, 2014 that he passed. And then a year later, my brain just, blew. My son had some big issues that were happening with him, my young baby. And like a mom, I tried to do everything to help him out. He suffered from depression. And he had suicidal tendencies. And there's some issues in his life that he tried to commit suicide. I tried to get him help. I put him in the car. We went to the Royal Ottawa, and we were turned away. Turned away. And we're directed to the hospital down the street. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? Here is my son who is suicidal, and you're directing me to the hospital down the street when you're a hospital for mental issues. Still don't understand that one. Bizarrest thing I've ever heard of. You have to be referred now to the Royal Ottawa. You have to be referred and wait to be referred. How ridiculous. How many kids are going to die until that happens? You stupid, stupid people. And I'm so angry at that. They have Bell Let's Talk, which is wonderful. Great. However, it's one thing to talk about things. It's another thing to have an action plan in place for teenagers or young people that are suicidal. They are not going to pick up a phone and phone somebody or a helpline. I hate to tell you that. It's not going to happen. They are going to carry out their actions. I have to close this and start another one.